Welcome to Public Service TV. In our most recent memory, from Clinton to Bush, through Obama, and many before them, have had one thing in common, a background in law. But rather than upholding law as an honorable pursuit to serve a nation, the elites view the law degree as a gateway for them to guarantee themselves, and their children, careers in politics and other positions of influence. Certainly there are some great lawyers out there, and most of them are not famous. Those that are doing the right thing are being criticized and threatened by the mainstream media and social outlets all across the country. But the pursuit of law by most of those who go on to politics is not for justice, or the betterment of their people. For them, it is simply one step in a process that more readily positions them to rule in front, or even behind the scenes. They know how to speak with kindness and grace as they mesmerize the young, and petrify the old. They have programmed you, and your children, through the mainstream media and other dark means. They depend on your trust to accomplish this. They expect your willingness to give up your children, and for your children to willfully submit themselves. They depend on your passivity to either chew you up or flush you out in order to protect their interests, and the interests of the rich and powerful they work for in foreign and domestic lands. Feel-good politicians, who want you to feel good, but not to do good for yourself, or for your families, or for other people. They know how to make you feel good and comfortable, to mesmerize you as you swallow toxic lies that affect how you interpret everything that happens around you. Don't let yourself be carried away by beautiful speeches from politicians. They have been trained to hypnotize you, to captivate you with empty or misleading promises. That's their job. From most politicians' point of view, there is always going to be a war somewhere for you to fight around the world. But it's not just wars, it's also the case with groups, causes, and movements within the United States. These are game shows for them, games they play with your lives, and your natural resources. They will work hard to make you want those wars and divisions. And thanks to deceitful media, they'll usually even succeed in making that war or division seem necessary. They'll tell you who to hate, and who to trust. They'll tell you who's to go against, and who is fighting the good fight, but they are lying. It's a theatrical production on a large scale, and the elite secretly control both sides. They are feeding you lies as you hunger for the truth. They depend on this, you see. For all of these reasons, the office of United States presidency needs to be run by those the globalists can control, by someone they have groomed for that position. Weak men like Clinton, Bush, Obama, and so many others. Since the globalists cannot destroy the United States militarily, they try to do it with weak politicians, through elections coordinated and supported by the mainstream media. This playbook is the same playbook that the globalists and mainstream media have been using all over the world, against any decent leader that dares to care about his or her own people, and the integrity of its nation-states. A leader like that is a clear threat who must be eradicated from the public stage. And so the elite have worked very hard for many years to strengthen their webs of invisible control. But then here comes President Trump, an intellectual, a builder, an innovator, a man of the people. He's a man of action, and a man of his word.
Like my beloved country, each nation represented in this hall has a cherished history, culture, and heritage that is worth defending and celebrating, and which gives us our singular potential and strength. The free world must embrace its national foundations. It must not attempt to erase them or replace them. Looking around and all over this large, magnificent planet, the truth is plain to see. If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots. The future belongs to sovereign and independent nations who protect their citizens, respect their neighbors, and honor the differences that make each country special and unique. It is why we in the United States have embarked on an exciting program of national renewal. In everything we do, we are focused on empowering the dreams and aspirations of our citizens.
In the Western world, President Trump is in a class of his own in politics, who declared that America is powerful enough, big enough, and rich enough to manage and control its own affairs, and protect its interests. With the slogan "Peace through Strength," he sent a clear signal to the globalists that he will not support processes that hurt us but benefit the elite. He is a non-politician that practices politics at the highest level, who is currently in the highest office in the Western world. For the globalists, that is simply unacceptable. They said, "We can't let him remove the veil." They said, "He's just too strong-minded. Plus, he has his own money. How are we going to tell him what to do?" To them, the office of the president is too powerful to be run by a strong, independent thinker. A weak man is absolutely necessary. For it is only the truly weak, those with weak minds, and with a weak ideology, with no sense, who cannot even make sense of themselves, who will serve those bent on denying you most of your rights as human beings. And from that point on, they decided that President Trump must be removed from office by all means possible. But unlike those before him, Trump is keenly aware of the hold that the deep state has on our society, and our country. All during his campaigns and all throughout his presidency, Trump has worked to break chains put in place so long ago. And despite constant, intense abuse from the media, other politicians, and even from many of this country's brainwashed citizens, he works without ceasing to amplify our voice. Now more than ever, it is urgent that you see things for what they are. These deceptions are not simply there to entertain the elites, but to literally minimize your human rights. In order to gain or retain their control over you, they need your mind to be weak and flexible, for your thoughts and convictions and perspectives to be easily shaped by smooth talkers with dark influence. The elite are manipulating you so that you will not only accept a thought prison, but will demand one. President Donald Trump is fighting this manipulation, and he is fighting for you. Among a sea of enemies, he stands tall. With everything he is and everything he has, he fights on that battleground for you. His name is Donald J. Trump, and he is the President. This is Public Service TV. We will see you next time. Take care.